Hello everybody, welcome to the Gentleman's Cave channel, where we don't create men's, we create gentlemen's. In today's video, it's gonna be a good one, because you got to be in the seat where you're gonna be interviewed.
Oh,
So
I feel
this is gonna be
fancy.
a good one for you. So, today we're gonna give you guys an explanation of why gentlemen should learn how to cook. And
Very important.
my best friend here has been cooking for how many years, Frank?
Oof. I think it all started when I was like 7 and I was always hungry. And my mom is like, yeah, you need to learn how to do at least the basic thing because you eat too much. After that, I started liking it. I started helping a lot in the kitchen when I was young. I have a mixed family between Venezuelans and Italians, so cooking was an everyday thing.
It was important.
Was a very important. We're very judging. If you ever met an Italian friend and they tell you they're simple in the food, they're lying to you. We actually care about the food quite a bit. And after that, I actually began doing like challenging myself of learning new cuisines, learning new different things. So it's been like I would say more than a decade that I've been in the kitchen, like liking it. As never professionally, but as a hobby, as a very interactive hobby, I would say more than a decade.
Nice, nice. So, I didn't learn how to cook until I went to college.
Yeah.
So I was always a mama's boy. My mom used to cook for me, and I didn't learn the importance of what it meant to actually learn how to cook. So now I know that it's pretty serious and something pretty requirement. So, you've been cooking for a long time, right? You've been knowing like the ins and outs. So, I guess, what do you think is important for a gentleman to, learn how to cook? I mean, not let's not put it like you have to be expert. We're not telling you to be like a professional expert, but what do you think is important at least for any gentleman
Yeah.
or age to learn?
I will say that there are many different factors that you need to like. There's coming from cooking wise. One, for sure, is gonna be the independence that you're gonna get. As you say, you were a mama's boy before, and what that means is you can never grow if you are depending on someone.
Right.
If you ever feel like you have to rely on someone to do something, that means you're still attached to something. Like there's still an anchor in your feet holding you back. As I say, you don't have to do a wine reduction sauce on your first try. No,
Right.
you need to start small. You have no idea how many times I have heard that people doesn't know how to even either boil an egg or do like a scrambled egg with a toast. Like they don't know how to do that, and that's like a very basic thing that it can save you so many times. Like it can save you money, it can save you time, it can save you resources, it can save you a lot of things that you may don't think about it, but once you start doing it,
I think it makes a huge difference.
it makes a humongous difference. I think one of the reasons that I was able to pay myself through college is because I knew how to cook.
Right.
Like
You
I
did?
saved
Yeah.
so much. Like you can vouch for me. Like
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
save so much money. I would do like one big supermarket trip, and then maybe like once a week for vegetables and stuff like that. And I would say about 90% of the food that I consumed in college was homemade.
Yeah. I could.
Well, unfortunately, like we went out and what was going out with someone, what was going out like a group, and of course, there's still a social interaction, but for sure that helps a lot.
So, Frank, tell me why. What will be, I guess, would you say, what are the reasons why a man should do? For the people like me too, because I'm not an expert. I'm still learning. I'm still having a struggle, but I know how to cook a little bit. But I didn't know, and now I know a little bit on those sides. But tell me, why do you think it's important for a man to learn? Like,
I will say that okay, three things. First, the independence. I would say like you need to be independent. Like that's part of being a gentleman. That's part of being someone that doesn't have someone holding you back.
you don't rely on somebody.
You don't rely on someone.
Right.
I would say personal growth, financially, emotionally, for me at least, food can be therapeutic. Like you can vouch for me many times if I get
Could be sort of relief,
yeah,
right?
I like some people play instruments, some people go to the gym, some people read. I cook. Like that was kind of like my
Yeah.
outlet. Like it was my outlet. That's where I will maybe get a nice alcoholic beverage with my side.
Right.
I will put some music and I will like just zoom out and I just cook. Um, and for sure, it's attractive. Like let's be honest. As
Right.
any girl, if they find a man that cooks attractive, they will tell you 99% of the time yes.
Right. And that's something that I think you did it a lot when we were in college. So
Oh yeah,
that's something
that was my
so
main
that's-
hook.
but all jokes aside, that's just an easy date that you can plan,
Mhm.
right? So you can easily be like, if let's say you have somebody you want to take out, but you struggle financially. You know, we all don't have that easy way to just go to a restaurant and pull a lot of money for
Sure.
that. So when you say that, obviously you can clean your house, and then you can just plan something nice, and then you
Look.
can do something good.
Really think things you can do. Pasta dishes. They're cheap.
One.
You can at the beginning. I will only say this at the beginning. Later on, you need to move to start making your own sauce. Huge game difference. But at the beginning, you're learning. There's a couple good sauces already made. That up to your taste, you can maybe modify some of them.
Yeah.
And then some chicken parm, which people have assumed that chicken parmesan is such a difficult dish. It's 3 ingredients that you need.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's 3 ingredients. That's it. Chicken, sauce, and cheese.
Now I gotta take a note.
It's way more easy than a lot of people. Think. So, not even that. I will say, a lot of girls and a lot of people are into breakfast at dinner.
Right.
You know, breakfast is super easy, super fun. Pancakes, waffles, scrambled eggs, sunny side up. There's so many options that you can go through. And they're cheap. Flour is cheap. You know, so you just need a little patience,
Yeah.
a little dedication. I do gonna tell you this. You're gonna burn food. You're gonna waste food. You're gonna try things that you don't like. Talk about
So-
my chocolate my coffee steak.
Yeah. So one time he cooked his steak, but he put actually coffee on top of it.
Yeah, I remember I got like a decent chunk of a steak, and I did not know what to cook. And what I did is I cut the steak in many pieces, and I tried different things. I remember that with mustard, with different sauces,
Yeah.
with the coffee.
I think also something with that is like, you travel a lot, but like you learn from those things, right?
Of course, you always learn. Like, I know now how to do an excellent mustard rub, and I learned it because of that day. I remember,
Yeah.
like that was the first day that I actually think I'm like I'm gonna do a mustard rub, and that's something that is known for a while, but I just never did it before. So, for sure, it's something else.
Right, and like I think something that people disregard about it that is that you're not gonna cook the first time. It's not gonna come out perfect.
Of course.
It doesn't happen. You know.
I mean, please tell me the first thing that you do, that the first time that you do it,
Yeah.
you do it correctly. I know you didn't say you brush your teeth the first time correctly.
Nothing goes perfect, but so Frank, let's say just my example. I started very new. I didn't know what
Basic.
to do. So how can I? Where would you say? Where can I get to start cooking? Like, let's say, and you tell me like a plate or something that where you think, okay, this will be a good beginning for somebody new.
Okay, so first thing that I would recommend you when you start cooking, prep meals.
All right.
Have a little prep meal in advance. A little things that you already like, that you already know you like, have them make in advance.
All right.
Meaning, for example, maybe a good thing that you can start. You like egg sandwich.
Yeah.
For example, you have bread, egg, cheese, maybe some ham. You have a sandwich right there.
Yeah.
4 or 5 ingredients, super easy. I used to do it. I remember when I know I was a little tight on the timing.
Yeah.
I will leave a plate with all the ingredients except the egg, for example, that I would just fry 2 eggs, put them in, toast them, go out, easy peasy. So
You would say more so like a very simple. But
very
start simple and
It
then kind of
starts
like,
simple, and I would say start with things that you like, because you will have
Right.
more motivation to do it. Like maybe try, for example, imagine that pancakes are your favorite breakfast. Learn how to do pancakes 5 different ways. Store box, like the ones I already, you just need to put like water or
The-
milk, and then
oh,
you
yeah.
mix it, and then you already have it. Maybe you try you like flour, sugar, you know,
yeah.
start learning and see what you like. Cooking is all about what you like, what you feel, what you desire to do at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I will sometimes open the fridge and I will stare at it for like good 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Like,
I
I will
so,
do it.
yeah. That's something good because I know that you do it a lot. You always
Yeah.
stare at that. You look at that. I mean, I think something that like, from my perspective, because I'm not the greatest chef, but I think something that you guys can probably think in another context is that like, think it as like you when you go out, you kind of plan your outfit. You know, you go from the bottom and you go from the top, right?
Exactly.
So when you're cooking, you got the same thing. You got the ingredients, and you can start first. You probably started with your like your main basic things that you knew that you were doing good,
Exactly.
right? And then I'm sure that like you grow and start like experiment, and that's where we got to this steak with coffee. But you learn from those things. But Frank, what can I do in terms of like the lack of resources and the lack of money? Because obviously we know that
Yeah.
you know it's not easy to always find steaks, chicken, and all these pieces and all the ingredients. So what can I do if I want to like just begin, but I'm really having a hard time, you know?
There's one thing that I always wish I knew I did in college, which was I always wanted to do it like a little like menu that it was the broken college menu.
Oh yeah.
I think I talked to you a couple
Yeah.
times. For example, let's go with mac and cheese, a favorite college item. It costs about 80 cents the box, something like that, 90
I
cents.
don't know. I don't eat it much, but I
Yeah,
know you eat it all.
I know it was like less than $1 for the little like box. Okay, so you have $1 already. Then you can go and add sausage to it, and then the box of sausage costs you $3, $4, and you have 4 or 5, so you can have another things to repeat. So you're going to add one probably. Then you like peas, for example, or you like corn, like me. I will add in my mac and cheese. I will add corn sometimes. I will add broccoli. I will add whatever I feel like I wanted at that moment. I will add it and see it. Oh, this tastes good. For example, for me, one of my favorite was bacon, broccoli, and sausage. I don't know. I like
Easy.
easy things. The broccoli was in a box, in a plastic bag. They already pre-steamed. Just need to heat it up.
And that's it.
That's it.
You got it.
You got it. It's the sausage, same way. Just cook it up a little bit, throw it in there, and then bacon. Just get the fat piece of bacon, put it in the thing,
And
call it a day. So it's a 4 item thing that if I serve it to you, you will think that I spent $10-20 with it.
yeah.
When in reality, I just spent like $4 making the dish.
Yeah, it's
And I can make
yeah.
5 of them.
Yeah, it's something that I noticed in people too. Cooking, learning how to cook, you get rid of a lot of things that you buy outside. I still do it. Still buy a lot of stuff outside, but I think when you start learning how to cook, you appreciate also what you buy, right? Like I know
Yeah.
that a lot of times when we go out, you take more consideration what you are gonna order.
Oh, for sure. Like a rule of thumb, I would say this is a rule of thumb that everyone should have. Don't go out and eat whatever you can have in your house.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to
You
say.
know?
Because would you say that it opens your, I guess,
It opens your
cooking
mind. It
creativity?
opens your mind. Like
Oh, yeah.
per se, your culture. You have a. I don't know. I think it's sad that a man, a gentleman, cannot know a difference between 2 different type of pastas. And I'm not saying like super complicated ones. I'm saying like if I tell you right now, what's the difference between spaghetti and linguine? Well, I'm like if I would say the 2 most well-known pastas, and I would say about 80% of the people don't know the difference.
Yeah, it's something that like I noticed a lot of mans. Yeah, they don't even know. Like you can put. I have seen in cases where you can put chicken steak, and you were surprised how some of those like they don't know the difference. But Frank, I noticed I didn't experience it,
Okay.
but I know you did. So how have you overcome? Because I know that a lot of people struggle with this idea that cooking is not for men.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
if you
For sure.
if you come from a lot of families, usually your mom is the one that cooks. Obviously nowadays it's a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. It's
But
more
you've been
open.
doing it
Thank God.
for a long time. But how have you overcome? I would say that like
The feminine aspect.
yes. Thank you.
Look, I will say this. I will always go like a little history lesson with it.
Okay.
Since the beginning of the World Chef in France, many years ago, the World Chef was a man-based own. So there was no female chefs. So I will always feel it's absurd how on a profession that no woman was allowed in the kitchen, somehow the kitchen become a feminine thing.
Right.
So if you go to a restaurant and you eat for the king of France, the entire staff male in the kitchen.
Oh wow.
Like woman was not allowed in the kitchen for many years.
Before it wasn't like that.
What?
Before it wasn't like that. You didn't have females with it, right?
Yeah. In the past, like in the 18s, in the 17s, in the 60s, the 50s, none of them was like, oh, let's have females in the kitchen. No,
Right.
it was an entire base. It was if you ever been in a kitchen, it is hot, it is dangerous. A lot of things are happening at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a very harsh environment.
Right.
A lot of people don't know about it. So they will say that cooking is a feminine job when in reality cooking is a very hard job,
Right.
you know? So I will always say this, look man, if you think cooking is for females,
Right.
then I will encourage you to survive one day in a kitchen. If you can survive one day in a kitchen, I will give you
I
props.
mean, like a job, right?
Like a job, like an
Actually,
actual
like,
job,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I didn't.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Because like, people will say like, oh no, I cannot do it. They don't have words for that because that mentality is such a bad mentality to have. Like it's your mind is closing when you have that kind of mentality.
No, when you restrict yourself,
Yeah,
because
you
you don't know
restrict
that.
yourself.
Yeah, that's something that I noticed until like when I had a job one time that I was working as a dishwasher, and I saw a lot of men just working in the kitchen. It's not easy. It's not easy,
Nope.
and it's dangerous. Like a lot of things happen. So like that's something that I noticed that I think it's something that is important for you guys viewers to see. Like learn how to cook. Like take the time and do it. But what can I do if I'm struggling? How can I pass that? Because obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get put when you start. Let's say honeymoon phase. In everything you do, there's a honeymoon phase, and you're excited.
You will
about it.
see that
You cook-
phrase a lot.
You cook those moments. Yes, the honeymoon phase. I'm gonna tag it in the top. How can I do if I pass that? What I do? How do I grow from let's say the moment that I'm happy?
The honeymoon phase will be like you make your first, for example, going back to the pancakes. You love pancakes. You make the first pancakes that they're not burnt and they taste delicious.
Right.
And then you're like, awesome, amazing. But you cannot eat pancakes every single day for your life.
I mean, it's only the breakfast.
Exactly, and it's only breakfast. So I would say start small. Start on a kind of like everyday situation, depending on your job. But for example, if you know you're going out to eat every single lunch and then you're spending $20 every time that you're going out,
Right.
that means you're wasting what? 20 times 5 times 4.
It's a lot of money that you're spending.
Exactly. So, if you can, in your mind, you can be like, I think I can make a lunch in less than $20. You're already saving money.
Yeah.
And that should be a motivation, stuff, you know?
And on top of that, you save the money of the gas going from getting the food.
Exactly. Because probably you can eat at your job, you know?
Right.
So imagine you're saving money on gas, you're saving money on the food, and then you're learning a new skill. And I have not even touched about like one of the subjects that I would say about more than 50% of my girl interactions have come for food.
For food,
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that. Like,
they get noticed. You see, like learning
Like-
how to cook is important.
like I would say, like, man, you have no idea how many girls they told me that no one have ever cooked for them. Like I would say, like on top of my mind, I'm thinking already five that they say exactly those words, that no men have ever cooked for her.
And it's something that I think nowadays is more acceptable, and like we all gotta put effort, and that's something that
Yeah.
we wanted you guys to show you that it's key, it's important, because like we're not saying that you need to be an expert,
A professional. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to call yourself a chef.
but
You just have to
Yeah.
know a little dishes, and you have to know a little bit about the kitchen.
and I'll give you a good, just like he did it, because I know that if you invite somebody to your house, let's say you go on a date, or you invited them, and you cook that gives you a lot of points, because not only did you invite her and you were creative, but you also cook something that she sees the effort, and when she sees the effort, that shows the appreciation for her. So take that in mind, because that helps a lot.
That helps.
But Frank, you mentioned pasta as one of the foods,
Yeah.
but let's give our for viewers two more, so we can have three
three dishes. Okay.
Three dishes that are your favorite, but also simple.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna give you a rule. I would say that you can implement this in many. I'm not gonna give you a specific recipe, but I'm gonna give you how to make a salad taste good.
Okay.
That's gonna be one of them. It's a 5-factor thing. You need mixed greens.
Okay.
Please don't use lettuce. Just lettuce. Lettuce are 90% water. They don't have taste. They don't have anything. You can add some of them for the crunchy. That's okay. But use spinach, kale. There's so many green options that they have taste.
Right.
And crunchy because it's nice. When you have iron, you can have nuts. You can have a little piece of bacon chunks. Whatever it gives a little crunchy. Protein. If you're plant-based, there's many different options. If not, chicken, pork, steak, whatever it is. A dressing, and
Right.
that is what everything has to come together. And a little extra cheese. Salads with cheese go a long way.
And that's a very healthy choice.
That's a
right?
very healthy. It's very easy. It's good on the pocket because salads are usually done
How long does it take to make it? Like, let's say how long would it take you to make it?
less than 20 minutes for
Right.
sure.
That's
And
a good-
I'm saying that as a beginner level. I can make a salad probably in 5 minutes, but I'm already like my steps ahead. But someone from me is like, oh, let me see, like the first time that I'm making a salad, you cannot waste more than 20 minutes.
Alright.
Super nice.
So we got pasta, we got salad.
Now, my last one, I would say, is learn how to make good sandwiches. I'm saying like Subway, Publix quality level sandwich. I'm not
Easy
saying.
go meal when you go out.
Sorry.
The easy go meal.
The easy go meal?
Te quieren a go.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying, like, if you learn how to make really good sandwiches, you can save a lot of cravings, save a lot of money. It's easy. You can make a sandwich and get it to go. It's a very practical. First, the bread. I would say that you should always toast your bread. If you're one of those persons that like the bread soggy, I feel sorry for you. I will highly encourage you to try toasted it. Have a variety of cheese. Don't use the same one because you're gonna get bored. Try, for example, a little provolone and a little cheddar. Both of them, because one gonna give you a flavor, one is gonna give you a melting. Two different things. A little sliced pork or sliced chicken, tomatoes, lettuce, and mustard. You close that baby up. You toast it. Oh, baby, that's a sandwich.
That's a good easy one. Yeah.
And that's 5. And I say, like, you don't need to start complicating yourself. You just pick 5 items that you like and try to see how you can combine it in a dish. And
Right.
you probably can find one way or another.
That's good. That's good. Like that's something that is important. It's key to learn how to cook, and like we need to spread it out more.
For
I
sure,
think it's
for
something
sure.
that we both gotta work on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, bro. Like, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe. Like I said, we're gonna be posting out all these videos, and also comment down below any other topics that you guys would like to discuss, anything that you guys would like to bring to the table and show you guys. So please let us know any feedback, anything that you guys would like to see more. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right. Thank you, guys.